It's gone over. Well, it hasn't gone over. Nigel Foley gets a hand in it, but it's bounced to Peter Casey, and that could spell danger. He's definitely been fouled. Dermot Burns and Shawnee O'Brien may protest their innocence there, Leo, but the helmet came straight off and it was always going to be a free.
I actually don't think it was Burnsy. I think the foul was more happened before it, where Peter was pushed into Burnsy. I don't think Burnsy's guilty man on that occasion. I just think this Casey, does he need a blood sub? No, he's putting back on the helmet. But certainly a very scoreable free here, one that they fully expect to put top over the bar and develop a 4-point game.
Yeah, should be.
Downsy is hitting frees this year for the Piarsaigh. I saw him against Kilmallock and he hit him really, really well on the night. He drills the thing. Spectacular. He's a very, very good, very adept, good free taker.
Yeah, he did it at times last year when William Hen was in and out of the team through injury. But he's certainly taken him over here. And Downs, easy as you like, straight over the bar from the 21-metre line. The Piarsaigh now leading 1-3 to 2 points. Maybe a little bit ominous for Patrickswell, Leo. They need scores and they need them fast.
They do, but look, they'll settle. Here we go. This will give them a chance to get the ball right down the edge of the square again here with Jason.
Jason delivers that one.
Down to the 21-yard line.
Ronan Lynch is trying to get there. Kevin O'Brien is there for Patrickswell, as is Patrick Kirby, but it's gone out over that far sideline. And Mike Sexton has the flag up indicating it's going to be in the Piarsaigh ball.
They might have to do that a fair bit tonight, because they might have to get in the Piarsaigh defendant, try to get the Piarsaigh defendant from back and around the 21-yard line. And certainly with Jason inside in goals, that's ammunition that they need to use.
And of course our commentary this evening brought to you with thanks to Limerick Motor Centre, your local main Hyundai dealer on the Ballysimon Road. It's going to be another sideline ball. Again, the flag up from Mike Sexton. They're going to try and take this quickly. William O'Donoghue has Ronan Lynch back there. Patrickswell didn't see it coming. And Ronan Lynch now under a bit of pressure. Has Cathal King inside. Finds the pass to Cathal King. King's pass out towards Sean Long. There's going to be a challenge by Gillan. Hasn't worked out though for Patrickswell. And the Piarsaigh managed to get away with it. Over to Sean Long. Now it's Long on the run. Inside he goes on Shawnee O'Brien. O'Brien got the hand in down. He's forced a turnover in possession. Mark Carmody. Out it goes to Cian Fitzgerald, wearing 11 but playing in the half back line, delivers towards Kevin O'Brien again, trying to break a bit of ball for Patrick Kirby. Kirby now has it in hand, he's got a point already. Lovely flick inside. That's going to work out for Darragh Ahern. Ahern showing a bit of strength, gets the shot away, but it's gone to the left and wide yet again. Yeah. That would have been an inspirational score for Patrick.
Yeah, it would have been. The wides and begin to mount up. That's their fourth wide of the game so far tonight. Certainly they need every opportunity to be going over the bar. It's that experience that the Piarsaigh carry in here. Just as I mentioned it, and the goalkeeper delivers the ball out over the line for the sharp puck out. But it's just they're so tried and trusted in the belief in themselves, and they stick to the process, and that's very, very obvious here in the first 10-15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's the Piarsaigh outside of that little mistake from Evan Condon that are really living up to what we expected pre-game here in Kilmallock. And it's Kelleher again with this sideline. That one's going to go harmlessly to the right and wide as well.
Another wide, yeah. They're just these things. They'll suffer from later on. You know, they need to take every opportunity that becomes available. Patrickswell do, especially when the Piarsaigh are 4 points up at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good puck out from Evan Condon, looking for Conor Boylan, but Kevin Downs has got it into the hand. A lovely slip pass to Dahi Dempsey, and Dempsey at full tilt here into Conor Boylan. Wasn't the greatest of hand passes from Dempsey. Boylan tried to take it with the hurley and it didn't work out, but New Piarsaigh have possession back. It's Dahi Dempsey that has it. Switches play lovely to William O'Donoghue. He's got one already. Should be fairly straightforward for William O'Donoghue. It wasn't as straightforward as he thought. Didn't get a full connection, maybe the wet conditions. It's worked out either way. Good work from Jason Gillan to make sure it didn't land in the top corner.
Yeah, just an observation from the whole process there. When you see Patrickswell defending, the Piarsaigh defend with a process. They know what they're doing. They know there's a man coming off their shoulder. Patrickswell, their sole aim there was to get the ball away from the edge of the 21-yard line, and that's becoming glaringly obvious the more pressure that the Piarsaigh are putting on this team.
And Sean O'Brien running into a bit of trouble as well. He's managed to get away with it though. Shawnee gets the hand pass to Aaron Gillan. Touch wasn't there from Aaron Gillan into his hand, and immediately he got it to pass away though. Bit of pressure on here, and the Piarsaigh get forced to turn over again. Sean Long taking out his eye off it there is William Hen, but William Hen He's going to have time to deliver it after winning possession back in towards Boylan. Adrian Breen's going to break off him. That's into Adrian Breen. His second goal on the offing here for the Piarsaigh. Still Adrian Breen swings and misses, and Patrickswell have gotten away with that. Looked a certain goal. Keane Fitzgerald is there. He's dealt with the clearance as well, and away they come again with Jack Kelleher. We're into trouble though. And the Piarsaigh looking to win it back. Burns is there for Patrickswell though. Leo, a huge chance for him second appearance.
Yeah, there was a silence down underneath us on the Patrickswell bench there, because I thought that Adrian Breen was going to stick the ball in the back of the net. He missed 2 chances on it. Unlike him, normally very clinical when he gets into those situations, but certainly one that Patrickswell have breathed a sigh of relief. Was Burnsy looking for a blood substitution here, is he?
I see a huge amount of blood under the left cheek of Dermot Burns here. He'll certainly need a bit of attention.
And the collar of the jersey, there's a fair lot of blood there. It's probably picked up a nick somewhere along the line. Maybe in that clash between himself and Peter Casey there, where Peter was more or less pushed into him.
Yeah, it's the Piarsaigh leading 1-4 to 2 points here in Kilmallock.
It's a game that really hasn't really sparked to life. Patrickswell is a little bit dormant for them. They started the game, first 5-10 minutes of the game, they were really, you thought Patrickswell were going to put up a mighty challenge, but it was really fizzled out. That in the Piarsaigh experience, William O'Donoghue over around the middle of the field beginning to control the game. You see Keith Dempsey picking up a lot of breaking ball, and Conor Boylan's work rate, when all the marquee forwards, David Dempsey, Peter Casey, they're all running around place, Kevin Downs picking up ball and just popping the ball over the bar. You know, it's just one of those situations where their work rate is really going to have to be spectacular.
Just saying now, Ross Corbett having a chat with Mark Carmody. Corbett, of course, part of that Limerick set up back in 2015, winning the All-Ireland Under-21 hurling championship under John Kiley. Corbett spent a few years in Australia as well, Leo.
He did, over with Sydney Swans, yeah. Doing underage academy stuff over there with Sydney Swans. Very capable guy.
Yeah, it's Dermot Burns now, midway between his own 45 and 65 with this free. It's a score that Patrickswell badly need. He's hit one already. Really didn't get hold of it. Wet conditions, as we've mentioned several times. But it's Dermot Burns lining this one up. Strike is a lot better this time. It's going to reach the target anyway, and has the accuracy. Of course it does, Leo. Much needed score. Knew exactly what he was at. Took his pace, took the time. He's paid plenty of patience. Struck through the ball, no, straight over the bar. 16 minutes on the clock here, and it's Piarsaigh leading by 4 after that free as Cathal King tries to come out with it. Patrickswell needing something to just spark them into life here at the moment. They've got a sideline ball. May not be the big spark they need, but it's a little bit of an advantage for them now. And we've seen what Jack Kelleher can deliver. May just try and pick someone out this time around. As Kelleher with the strike goes low. It's not a good one. William O'Donoghue picks it up in the middle of the park. Delivers this one in. Adrian Breen has a bit of pace. It doesn't catch it. Nigel Foley gets the hurley in and gets the push in as well, and as a blatant free as you're likely to see, Leo.
Yeah, look, he came straight through the back of Adrian Breen, free in. One for Downsy to go over and pop it over the bar. Just wondering, is Casey going to go short? No, he's not. Downsy's gingerly making his way over, plenty of time. So from that point of view, you know, it's just one of those games now where Patrickswell really, as I said, really have to dig deep and go for this.
You mentioned processes earlier. Every player in that Piarsaigh team knows exactly what they're doing every time they have possession.
Of course, they've come through with each other from underage, and the club plays the one way the whole way through, and it's a very, very good coaching system. Look, the odd time it will malfunction, but sure, look, these things always happen. You know, that's sport.
It's Downs with that strike now. The angle wasn't exactly easy for Kevin Downs, but makes no mistake with it. Maybe better off for a left-hander from that side over the bar. That one flies, and it's a quick puck out again from Jason Gillan. Chance now maybe for Aaron Gillan to get into it. Picks up the loose ball. Hurley comes in from Jerome Boylan, and it's going to be Keith Dempsey who gets the final touch. Another sideline cut, but nearly opened up for Aaron Gillan there.
Just got off the breaking ball. He broke it himself, really turned it. What he very clever way of doing it. Just tilts the hurley and breaks it himself and cut back inside very nearly. But Jerome got back and got a hurley in. Aaron is working really hard, but the amount of bodies that Piarsaigh have around him, it's very hard to convert.
Yeah, it's another sideline cut attempt by Jack Kelleher, and it's a second wide from those kind of attempts as Evan Condon goes short to Dahi Dempsey. Dempsey's going to get a quick strike away here, and Dahi Dempsey has the accuracy with that as well. It doesn't take long to take a score, Leo, and
No,
Piarsaigh just showed
Patrickswell
what.
wide below the other end of the field.
3 seconds later, it's
Yeah,
over.
David Dempsey shows for it, what, in the middle of the field, and just bangs it straight over the bar. 2 pucks later. A very simple game and it's played like that.
Long delivery from Jason Glenn. Cathal King is sweeping back there, doesn't catch it. And Dara Hearn is there for Patrickswell. He's done well so far. Has Dara Hearn, gets this shot away. Again, it's gone to the left and wide, and they're nearing double figures in that. He done so well there, Dara Hearn, but just the finish wasn't there.
The finish wasn't there, no, but like as I said, they're beginning to mount up. These wides, they must be up nearly up around the 10. Certainly 8 or 9 wides at this stage anyway.
Conor Boylan's going to be blown up there for a throw. Johnny Murphy shakes his head.
I'd love to know how Conor thinks that's not a free, because he hadn't passed the ball back out behind him. And I know.
It's one of the easier decisions Johnny Murphy has tonight to give that free.
Yeah, certainly, you know. It's just one of those situations when Conor then looks up with the innocent face.
It's going to be another chance for Diarmuid Burns right in the middle of the park. It's certainly na Piarsaigh dominating things, leading by 6 as we hit the 19.5-minute mark here in Kilmallock.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, like, and they're 6 points up, but it's really, there should have been a little bit more, you know. They've had 2 goal opportunities that they haven't taken. And certainly, you know, from Patrickswell point of view, Patrickswell will hang in there. This is bringing it back down to a 5-point game, 2-score game. They're, you know, get a break of a ball around the edge of the square. So with a guy like Aaron Gillan around the place, you're always going to get that.
And this time, though, Burns' radar is off, just tails to the right. And there's going to be a little stoppage here. Johnny Murphy not happy with something before Evan Condon gets this strike. I think the white flag has been rolled.
The white flag has been raised. Wave wide by the umpire, but Johnny has said put it up.
Yeah. Johnny Murphy in a great position, has to be said there, as Dahi Dempsey wins this one. Lovely bit of play to free his hands into Conor Boylan. Boylan now looking to check back out. It's Dempsey, he goes to once more. Lovely step off his right. Dahi Dempsey in a shooting position for Dahi Dempsey, and it's gone over the bar once again. Excellent stuff from Dahi Dempsey, Leo. We were talking about him before the game. The class he has, and he's just shown it so many times. 2 points in the space of a few minutes.
The guy's oozing with class. He seems to have, since he has been relieved of his Limerick senior hurling duties, he seems to be a different player. He's playing with a lot more freedom with his club, and certainly he has struck up a great relationship with Conor Boylan at centre forward.
Long puck out again. It's easily dealt with by Cathal King. Just does the simple thing, gets the hurley on it, but Aaron Gillan has picked up possession for Patrickswell. He needs something from Gillan. Gets that pass away to Mark Carmody. Got the first score of the game. Did Mark Carmody. He's got the latest one as well. Beautifully positioned score. And that's the kind of hurling Patrickswell really need.
Yeah, but more importantly, they're converting the chances that they're getting. Like, what, I think there's 8 wides they've had so far in the game, and this is what, with 23 minutes in. You know, they really need to convert everything.
Another long puck out from Evan Condon down towards Kevin Downs, breaks it for William Henn. Henn needs a bit of help here, gets the hand pass away to Kevin Downs. It was a short hand pass. Downs on the run. You'd imagine he'd want to get it onto his favoured left hand side. Has a go with the right, makes no difference to Kevin Downs. Leo, arguably the score of the game.
Arguably the score of the game. Physical strength, getting on a ball, turning back inside, using that, just using his hand just as leverage, and just struck the ball over the bar from 5 yards in from the sideline, 60 yards out. Great score. Lovely
stuff from Kevin Downs. As again Jason Gillan delivers long. Ronan Lynch gets a hurley on a battle for possession. Cathal King has won that battle for na Piarsaigh. Little short pass to Dempsey. William O'Donoghue back to Dahi Dempsey. Over across to Sean Long in a bit of space. Na Piarsaigh working that ball very, very well as Long delivers inside towards Peter Casey and Adrian Breen. Neither of them able to see it because of the sun here, and Adrian Breen has the shot. It's a rare wide from na Piarsaigh, but if Peter Casey had seen that, there may have been another goal on.
He was running out towards us here exactly, but he was running into the sun and he couldn't see where the ball was coming from, and certainly the opportunity, if he'd known where it was coming from, the opportunity was there for him there to play it.
Battle for possession here again, won by na Piarsaigh and Kieran Kennedy. Kennedy's hooked though, gets the flick away into Keith Dempsey. Dempsey has his brother Dahi on the run, and Dahi has already shown on several occasions in this game what he can do. Good work from Mark Carmody though, very solid defensive work, and Sean O'Brien has picked up the loose ball. Back to Carmody, gets the call from inside, gives it to Jack Keller. 2 na Piarsaigh players and converging him very quickly. Hand pass comes, and it's just a battle for possession, and it's eventually Peter Casey that comes away with it for na Piarsaigh. Casey gets the hand pass away and he's been fouled, says the referee. Sean O'Brien not happy with that decision. Third man tackle, I think, is the call.
Patrickswell bench are roaring and shouting as well. Just one of those things that Shawnee was a slight little bit late, you know, and he was what, 5 yards away from Johnny Murphy, and he just bumped Casey, like, and you know, one noticeable thing though, it's the work rate of David Dempsey. He's absolutely superb. He's officially down to play left half forward, but he's all over the place. He's out in the middle of the field, he's back in his half back line, and there he is now. He's what, 10 yards down in front of us here, 15 yards down in front of us here.
And just to add to that, Leo, you've Peter Casey winning the ball at midfield that created that free as well.
Yeah, but it's suiting Patrickswell. Like at times out around, because it's slowing the ball down. But when the Piarsaigh get possession, the amount of space that their forwards have to run into, then that's where you're caught. 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Me personally, I prefer to hold my position and just cover the space, because they certainly need to do that. Great strike again from Downsy.
Lovely stuff from Kevin Downs. Another point for him, and another point for the Piarsaigh. 1-9 to 5 points. Their lead is up to at this stage here. And of course our commentary this evening from Kilmallock brought to you with thanks to Limerick Motor Centre, your local main Hyundai dealer on the Ballysimon Road. Jason Glenn goes long again with this one, looking for Aaron again, but again once more last 10 minutes and the Piarsaigh have been completely dominant from those puckouts as Jerome Boylan trying to find William O'Donoghue for once. William O'Donoghue's touch initially wasn't up to scratch. Of course he won it back straight away and plays it to Evan Condon. Condon though, clearance wasn't the best, and it's found Cian Fitzgerald for Patrickswell. Man on as the call there as David Dempsey gets a hook on it, drops around the edge of the square. Gillan has it in his hand. There's Aaron Gillan, he's looking for a bit of help. Ronan Lynch though picks up the attempted pass to Jordan Higgins, and the Piarsaigh may have gotten away with that one. It was a brilliant catch by Aaron Gillan, but the Piarsaigh have worked it out, and it's switch of play by Kevin Downs. Up towards the middle it goes. Peter Casey trying to win this one ahead of John Flynn. Flynn got a bit of help though from Dermot Burns, fully recovered from that injury earlier, and it's Cian Fitzgerald with the long effort here. And that one, so like so many from Patrickswell in this half, tails to the right and wide.
I suppose that little bit, that the ball that Aaron Gillan went up and caught in there at the edge of the 14-yard line, that summarises the game so far. The amount of players, the Piarsaigh players covering back, smothered it out. He wasn't able to get up off the ground. He had to hand pass it, and then the player was smothered trying to strike it. And the Piarsaig's work rate is superb.
And it's up into the full forward line yet again here. Adrian Breen knows to have a go from this kind of angle. It's a fantastic finish from Adrian Breen. Beautiful, beautiful score, Leo. And Adrian Breen can do that all day long.
All day long he'll do that, but it's the amount of space again that I'm referring to. All open down this side of the field in front of him, and the ball, he can see the ball coming in, knows where he can go. He's 2 or 3 options and pops it over the bar.
Yeah. It's Sean O'Brien now with possession for Patrickswell, but it's noticeable there's 3 Piarsaigh players on him in a heartbeat. William O'Donoghue delivers towards Dahi Dempsey, fighting for possession, and just nearly did brilliantly to win it, but Dermot Burns has collected possession for Patrickswell. The hand pass wasn't great, and Conor Boylan has it once more. Ferna Piarsaigh gets William O'Donoghue now, flicks it inside. Peter Casey's there could be more danger here. Casey's on the run, brilliant bit of defending, it's a free. And the hurley was swung, Leo. He got the ball that Nigel Foley, but got plenty of Peter Casey as well.
He got plenty of Peter Casey. The ball was driven out of his hand. He's a nice little sore hand in the morning, when he wakes up in the morning from that one. But look, it's just the amount of space. Patrickswell are going to have to do something. They're going to have to put back someone and cover in front of it. So it's just one of those things that close it down. Maybe Sean O'Brien, the man to go back in front of that full back line and just sit there and cut out that ball going in there, because really the Piarsaigh are making hay when that ball goes in there. It's either a free or they're getting scores from play.
It's an element of firefighting that Patrickswell need. Maybe at half time there are plenty of fires all over the park for them at the moment. As Kevin Downs, from what we've seen so far, this should be fairly regulation from him, straight in front, just in a metre or so, 2 metres maybe from the 21-metre line. As Downs lifts and strikes, and Leo.
Yeah, just straight over the bar. 9-point game now. The gap is beginning to open up, and they're beginning to drift away from them. There isn't too long left now between this and half time, but certainly they can't alone go too far ahead now. They need to get their composure and just work their way back into the game. Another
mistake there as Keith Dempsey tries to win it for Piarsaigh. Dahi Dempsey has. William Henn has a bit of space here. Should be another score for Piarsaigh. Henn delivers with consummate ease there, and it's a 10-point game.
Yeah, I was just thinking there, well, just watching that play, and I was thinking away in my head, where would you get a challenge game from this Piarsaigh team to improve themselves? Because it's developed into a challenge game right this minute now. Patrickswell are working really hard, but it's just they're being turned over with the sheer work rate of of an Piarsaigh team that looks really, really good now.
Yeah, and they've turned over one again. Peter Casey with the eventual shot. Just maybe rushed it more time than he realised. And a rare, very rare wide from Peter Casey.
Yeah, they're just showing their class. Like, they're working the ball through the lines there. It's out around the middle of the field. Keith Dempsey's picking up every breaking ball. William O'Donoghue goes up and contests it. Keith Dempsey picks it up and is just working through the line into David and into Casey.
Yeah, foul here by Sean Long and Aaron Gillan. First chance for an Aaron Gillan scoring the game with what? Nearly 29 minutes played. It's the first free, but hasn't been able to get a shot away either, Leo.
No, he hasn't, no, in fairness to him. But look, Aaron is a mark man. You can see the amount of bodies that's around the place. You can see Keith Dempsey just drops back in front of him, picks up the breaking ball, as I said already. Ronan Lynch is there just behind him. They're just covering the space really, really well.
Gillan's strike is not a good one.
Wide.
That's gone to the right and wide. Just symptomatic of Patrickswell's last 15 minutes, I suppose.
Yeah, the last 10 minutes in particular, like, they haven't had too many chances, but that first 15-20 minutes where they really had about 6 or 7 wides that they should have been converting to stay in the game.
Darragh Ahern has got that one for Patrickswell into his hand. Hand pass comes into Mark Carmody. It's dropped up by Jack Keller, and William O'Donoghue always is in, and them ones in a flash. Sean Long has it now. Lovely ball up the line from Sean Long. It's William Henn that gets the shot away. And that is again another sublime score from the Piarsaigh. O'Donoghue was on it in a flash, worked it back to Sean Long, up along the line to William Henn. And a beautiful, beautiful score from the touchline.
The amount of turnovers that the Piarsaigh have in the middle of the field, or around the middle of the field, is absolutely massive. William O'Donoghue using his physical strength with the non-hand hurley, as we call it, and just tapped that ball away out of Mark Carmody and just popped it back Sean Long up to the edge of Breen and over the bar. It's just superb to watch.
It really is here as Aaron Gillan now has a chance to go. O'Donoghue's on him in a flash though. He's got through Keith Dempsey as well. Gets the pass away. Kevin O'Brien. Usually so good from here, Kevin O'Brien, but he's being held up illegally, says referee Johnny Murphy. And well, it was a previous free. It was Aaron Gillan that was fouled.
Who was the player? His work with is superb. William O'Donoghue, who was the player that got back inside when Kevin O'Brien was just about to unload? William O'Donoghue comes back inside and just that little flick, and stops the momentum, and they commit the free, and look, goal opportunity killed. We'll concede a point, but we're not giving away a goal.
Clinical defending, in fairness,
absolutely,
from Piarsaigh. Clinical, but very, very effective. And Aaron Gillan now getting a bit of a treatment as well. He'll come back to take this free for Patrickswell, I should say. And they're desperately in need of it. 113 to 5 points they trail here in the dying stages of this first half. They've already played a minute. Here's Gillan, pops that one over, and the halftime whistle also comes from referee Johnny Murphy. Leo, it's 113 to 6 points. It's a mountain to climb.
Mountain to climb for Patrickswell, but more importantly for them, it's their work rate. They're going to have a really good go at them for the first 15 minutes of the second half here, get their confidence levels back up, work their way back into it, and take on this Piarsaigh team. Like, as we see, like, they are a superb, well-oiled unit. They believe in the whole process. They trust themselves. Each player on the panel is trusting themselves. And like, I'm just looking down underneath me, their bench. It's just immaculate. From the point of view of being a manager, when you look inside, when you turn over your shoulder and you see so many options as well to come on. It's just looking at Cian Lynch as well there in the moon boot, and he hobbling up the field. Won't see too much hurling, I'd say, for the rest of the year. Cian will, but look, best of luck to him, and I hope everything works out for him.
Half-time here in Kilmallock in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. Round 3 clash between Patrickswell and the Piarsaigh. It's the inner city side, and the Piarsaigh leading 113 to 6 points. Join us for the second half shortly. Welcome back to Kilmallock for the second half of this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. A round 3 clash between Patrickswell and Piarsaigh. It's Piarsaigh leading 113 to 6 points at the break. Leo, it's Patrickswell that have a mountain to climb. Certainly seen one sub they've made is John Kirby coming on for Calvin Carroll. I think that's gone off, but they'll need something early in this second half and they'll need it very fast.
They will indeed, yeah. It's just their work rate, more importantly. That's the most important thing, I think, for Patrickswell in the second half. They really are going to have to pump up the work rate, get in among the Piarsaigh players. I hate saying this, but I haven't seen a well team that lacked as much passion that the normal is associated with Patrickswell teams over the years. And that's one thing that, you know, they just let Piarsaigh drift away from them. They put in the first 10 minutes, they worked really hard. But just they drifted away. Like Aaron has been smothered out. Burnsy, you know, he's trying to cover as much ground as he can. And like Mark Carmody's 2 great points got in the middle field. But it's the players on the peripheral of that. You know, Shawnee O'Brien worked really, really hard. But, you know, they're being exposed. The amount of space that Piarsaigh create by the movement of their forwards and the whole process. And they really have pushed on it in the last 10-15 minutes just before half-time there. So from that point of view, you know, Patrickswell, mountain to climb, but certainly they want to up the work rate.
Yeah, just moments away from throwing in this second half here. We're in Piarsaigh enjoying a comfortable 10-point lead. Referee Johnny Murphy is holding us up. We're throwing the ball in. It's Piarsaigh with William O'Donoghue trying to win it again. Dara Hearn is in there wearing 17. What started this game, but it's Conor Boylan now for Piarsaigh. Back to Kieran Kennedy. He's got an option behind him. That option is Mike Casey. Lovely dummy from Casey. Gets him out of trouble before delivering in towards his brother Peter on the 21-metre line. Peter Casey's out in a flash. Lovely little shimmy. And the point usually follows when Peter Casey does that, Leo. And what a start to the half.
Great start. It's just experience. Like, it's a joy to watch. I'm really enjoying it. It's a really good game of hurling from the point of view of the way the Piarsaigh are playing and the tactical point of view. The chances they're creating, it's phenomenal. You know, and they're just, Patrickswell are just physically not able from as well.
114 to 6 points. That score sees Piarsaigh into an 11-point lead, and they've got a chance to make it 12 here. Kevin Downs, you'd imagine, will be trotting over. Yep, here he is, Leo.
Yeah.
Trotting over in absolutely no rush. But you know, that lovely little shimmy from Mike Casey moments ago, then delivers into his brother Peter. I'm sure they've worked on that one many times.
That happened in the back garden, I said, for the last 20 years.
No doubt, and it's been fairly fruitful as well for Piarsaigh and Limerick. But it's good to see Peter back on the field and looking very sharp as well.
I'd say Peter has broke many a window belong to Helen, I'd say.
Kevin Downs lining this one up from just inside the 45-metre line. Perfect view of it here in the commentary box as Downsy strikes that one. No problem whatsoever for Kevin Downs. That puts Piarsaig's advantage to 12, Leon. They've no sign of slowing down as of yet.
No sign of slowing down is their work rate. They're just believing in their process and sticking to it.
115 to 6 points here and a battle for possession there. It's going to be Kieran Kennedy that gets to it smartly, flicks it across to Sean Long, trying to break away as Dahi Dempsey in space, not the best of passes, gives Shawnee O'Brien a fighting chance, and it's O'Brien that gets to it first. Dahi Dempsey is back there for Piarsaigh and eventually wins it back. Does Dempsey into William O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue looking into middle, decides to flick it across the wing to Kevin Downs. Perfect pass from O'Donoghue. Downs is going from halfway. He's going to have a go at this one. Looks good from here. And the decision is to the right and wide, Leo. I'm not quite sure about that one.
I'd like to see our camera work on that one. See someone's camera on that angle, because I thought that was just inside the post.
Yeah, just back underway here. Pucko comes into the middle to Diarmaid Burns. That's delivered inside now. Comes in from Ronan Leo. Well, the shot comes in from Jack Keller. Leo, another needless wide.
Another needless wide. They're just, you know, they've lost their shape. Like the two boys are inside. You've the two Kirbys, young Patrick Kirby and John Kirby there now. John is just coming out the field, just trying to cover space now at the moment. But certainly, like when you look at it, it's an ominous task for.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult here for Patrickswell. 2 points. They've already conceded in the second half as Conor Boylan gets it across to Adrian Breen. Breen looking for a bit of space, tries to find it back to William Henn. He's done that. Henn now onto his right hand side, gets the shot away, does William Henn. Over that one goes yet again. 116 to 6 points. Leo and Piarsaigh are really running away with this.
Yeah, we said when we were off air at half time, and the Piarsaigh will come out and keep the scoreboard ticking over, and that's exactly what they've done here. It's just a case of take point after point after point after point. Did simple ball the whole time into David Dempsey. David has time to even look up and strike this one wide. It was a lazy strike, no pressure coming from Patrickswell whatsoever. And the game is really, I hate saying this, 4 minutes into the second half. Right, 3 minutes in the second half, and it's really lost its shape already.
Yeah, it has here as this puck out comes from Jason Gillan. It's going to be an easy one for Jerome Boylan. Boylan has a few options with him. Looks to go on his own for the moment as Jerome Boylan. Getting away from his man there. Was a challenge always coming. It's come in from Jordan Higgins. Big hit from Higgins, gone out over the sideline. And maybe that kind of hit from Higgins, Leo, give Patrickswell that bit of a lift they need.
Yeah, in fairness to him, he's operating over on this side of the field. He's operating right half forward, and he's the work rate and the intent to go over. He see the way Jerome was coming out with the ball there rather easily. And he's working hard for Patrickswell. In fairness, one of the players is working really hard for him.
Ball comes in, Ronan Lynch is there for it first. Aaron Gillan will look to keep it in play on the end line, coming back out away from goal as Gillan plays it across. It's not the best of passes, may work out for John Kirby though. The Piarsaigh swarm around the Patrickswell number 15 half-time substitute, and away comes Cathal King with possession for the Piarsaigh. King hit with a hard challenge. No free, says the referee. There's going to be a free this time though as Peter Casey swings and makes contact with Mark Carmody's head. And a free in will come for Patrickswell.
Yeah, it's just in fairness to Aaron Gillan, just met him there hip to hip and tumbled him and overcarried the ball, and the free in for Patrickswell. Like as I said, they need a lot more. Aaron Gillan's out there, and Dermot Burns and Jordan Higgins is in this world. Kevin O'Brien I know he's only coming back from injury. Kevin is really trying really hard as well. Like the two Kirbys, they're not as physically strong as this Piarsaigh team, but they're putting in a shift for Patrickswell, and you can't say anything more to them than that, but it's just the intent and the energy, and I suppose it's just that Piarsaigh experience that they have as well.
First point of the evening for Aaron Gillan makes it 116 to 7 points in Piarsaig's favour. Much needed score for Patrickswell as John Kirby takes possession once more under a bit of pressure from Peter Casey, and the last touch came from the Piarsaigh number 15, so a sideline ball which Jack Kelleher goes over to take.
That seems to be working for Patrickswell, what they did with bringing John out around in the middle of the field. He's been picked up now by Keith Dempsey, but certainly John has got onto a lot of breaking ball and he's trying hard.
Good ball in from Jack Kelleher, well picked up by Patrick Kirby. Kirby tries to flick it, never got enough of a connection on it, and William O'Donoghue picks up, as he does so often, the loose ball. Sean Long now in possession for Piarsaigh. Had a bit of time, don't think he had that much time, gets the clearance away, works out well in the end for Piarsaigh does. William Henn is on the move for the Cardavon side. Good pressure back there. I think it's Tom Nolan who also came on there at half time, putting it on there. William O'Donoghue into the middle, he has it now. He's got Kevin Downs on his left. O'Donoghue's going to go himself, gets that strike away, immediately let out a roar, Leo. It was never on target.
Didn't enjoy watching that one sail on Moy, did he? He let out the roar straight away. Jason Gillan would be just better off now if he just went long and took the pressure off his half back line here, and just that's what he does.
Yeah, he does. Of course, Dara Hearn, Kieran Kennedy gets the little flick away here. 50-50 ball, well won by Cian Fitzgerald. Just can't get it into the hand though. And Conor Boylan is back in a flash to win it for Piarsaigh. Boylan now under pressure. Good work from Fitzgerald. O'Donoghue's in there, and so O'Donoghue had it in his hand, lost it. Ronan Lynch gets the flick to Sean Long, and Long takes a couple of heavy challenges, still goes with it, gets the hand pass away. Keith Dempsey now with it for Piarsaigh. Lovely high ball inside. There's a couple of players up. Adrian Breen is one of them. Breen in the hand. Breen with the shot over the bar. Is the shot from Adrian Breen. Brilliant work to win it back from Piarsaigh, and the finish was there once more.
Absolutely. Adrian Breen, as he does, goes up with the one hand, broke the ball down for himself and picked it up and popped it over the bar. But it's men against boys. That's what it is. I know Patrickswell are trying to develop a new team here, but certainly the physical strength and conditioning of Piarsaigh is absolutely superb.
117 to 7 points now to score in Piarsaig's favour as Kieran Kennedy plays this one low on the ground. Touch from Kevin Downs, doesn't come into his hands. Second attempt it does, gets a flick with Aaron Gillan with a challenge there on Keith Dempsey. It was a 50-50 ball, Leo, and Aaron wasn't shirking it.
Yeah, Keith just showed too much of it to Aaron, and just Aaron came in and clipped, and it's a Patrickswell line ball because the ball went off of Keith. I think certainly Keith will learn from the experience there. Just so all those small little things that, pick up something new every night, and that's the most important thing.
Jack Kelleher with the sideline cut. He missed 2 in the first half. Delivers that one in, and it's a great catch over there by Mike Casey. Not even sure how he saw that one in the sun, but managed to win it, get it into the hand cleanly. He didn't see the second one though. It was Dahi Dempsey, maybe with a bit of a hospital hand pass there, but Piarsaigh coming away with it. Dahi Dempsey across to Sean Long. Long just momentum slowing a little bit, gave Sean O'Brien the chance to get it away, and it's Kelvin Lynch there for Patrickswell has been fouled, so a little bit of a battle over on that far side with Leo. New Piarsaigh came away from their own danger area beautifully.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, it's just a joy to watch. You know, the players coming off, popping off the ball and then going for the return ball. And that's what to do, and that's what you to close down. That's where we're talking about the work rate. Patrickswell have going to have to work with him.
Ball in now again, it's broken down. Chance maybe in there, the shot doesn't come. Doesn't come back to Gillan as William O'Donoghue pickpockets it and fires it past to Kevin Downs. Downs looks at what's inside in the full forward line. The movement is fantastic, the movement is good. Peter Casey doesn't get it into the hand first time though. Taking it on now, beating John Flynn with consummate ease. It's Peter Casey back onto the right hand side, flicks it across to Adrian Breen. It's a battle between Breen and Gillan. Gillan gets the save. Brilliant stuff from Jason Gillan. Needs a bit of help, finds it in his fullback Nigel Foley. Could have been another goal for Piarsaigh. Great save.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this now, Jason Gillan is just after working wonders there. It was a 60-40 ball against him, and he came out and he stopped it, and then he picked up the ball and cleared it again. Great goalkeeping by Jason Gillan.
And Patrickswell now trying to get something going up in the attack. It was Jordan Higgins trying to win possession here. We're going to have a substitute here. Tom O'Brien coming onto the field for Patrickswell.
Yeah, Tommy's coming on a lot of guided, has won Fitzgibbon Cup medals with you well. A lot of experience. Who are they taking off young?
Yeah, it's Kevin O'Brien indeed that's coming off
yeah.
here. So it's brother for brother.
Yeah. Kevin's only just back from an injury. Kevin will later in the championship, no doubt, will have a big save for Patrickswell later in the championship.
Kelleher sideline, and once more it's delivered in towards Jordan Higgins. Higgins has got it into his hand, plays a lovely low ball across. The touch was good from Carmody, not good enough though, and the Piarsaigh get back. It was Cathal King with the final touch that sends it out over the sideline, Leo. But you mentioned likes of Kevin O'Brien, Calvin Carroll started, still without, you know, the likes of Josh Considine. Keane is an obvious one as well, you know. Patrickswell,
Patrickswell can't do without those players, you know. But one of the things that I just like, I've seen this in the Piarsaigh team over the last 10 years, and they've won All Ireland clubs. But this seems to be a new team because, like, the likes of Conor Boyle and Jerome Boylan, they've really stepped up to the plate, right? But it's the resources that are behind them as well. The way the club has developed outside there, you know, they have everything. It's all self-contained, resources self-contained, and that's the committee, the chairman, like, they really are developing the club. So from that point of view, you know, it's a credit to the Piarsaigh to have the players, and they really are trying to develop them.
yeah, that's free from Diarmuid Byrne, 65 I should say, did not go to plan. Another substitute here for Patrickswell. It's Owen Harmon,
yeah, 20.
Wearing number 24, it's a loss to their junior side as well. Owen Harmon having a fine season on that Patrickswell junior side, and the man coming off is John Flynn, and it's Diarmuid Burns getting in a heavy challenge there on William Henn. Big battle for possession on the ground here. There's 5 or 6 in and around, 2 or 3 on the ground. So Johnny Murphy takes the option to just blow that one up. We'll throw that one in, lads, he says. He's making sure nothing untoward. No chance of that happening here. Ball thrown in, and away comes Kevin Downs again with it. Downs, Kelvin Lynch trying to get the challenge in. Downs gets the ball across. Lucky for William Henn, he was just a yard or two too heavy with the pass. Mark Carmody going in with the challenge, and it's going to be an Piarsaigh sideline ball.
Absolutely. You see the energy there that Mark brought to that, you know. You can see the traditional Patrickswell energy, do or die, you know, went in there and snuffed out the chance there, the ball being flicked back out to William O'Donoghue. But certainly not enough of the Patrickswell players have done that tonight.
It's in towards Conor Boylan. Boylan hasn't had a goal chance here. Flicks it. Great save again from Gillan. Ball comes across the edge of the square. Adrian Breen tried to get it in. There's going to be a... Well, the ball has been picked up off the ground. We've a free in here, Leo. Another great save from Jason Gillan. A couple of misses in there from Adrian Breen, and maybe Conor Boylan once as well. But it's going to be a free in.
I think there was more bodies inside the net than the ball at that particular time.
The ball certainly didn't get there. It may do now from this free, but... You know, it was another great save. He put his body on the line to Jason Gillan and got it away again.
Like, he's a superb goalkeeper, and he's certainly one that John Coyley will be looking at for, you know, maybe coming into a panel maybe next year or the year after as a goalkeeper.
Free out indeed is the call. Has it been changed here by Johnny Murphy? Certainly motioned that, yeah, it's going to be a free out instead. So the umpire came in, Leo, had a little chat with the referee. And it's going to be a free for Jason Gillan at the edge of the square. So not quite sure what the call was, but either way, that's what's come up with us here.
We didn't see it anyway.
Yeah,
what happened?
We're not to be blamed anyway, Leo, as Gillan launches this one into Aaron. Aaron now doesn't get it into the hand. Him and Cian Fitzgerald, a little bit of a mix-up there. Neither of them able to win possession in the end. Aaron Gillan, the whistle has been blown by Johnny Murphy, and he's given a free to Piarsaigh.
Sheer frustration out of Aaron there. Now he just works so hard and trying to get on the ball, and then for a free to be given away, it's just sheer frustration. You know, especially when you've Piarsaigh players were to gather around him to see the threat, to gather around and smother it out. Like it's a very, very hard gig tonight for very, very hard shift for Aaron tonight.
Yeah, commentary, of course, this evening brought to you with thanks to Limerick Motor Centre, your local main Hyundai dealer on the Ballysimon Road. It's Ronan Lynch from midfield with this free. First of the game for Ronan, may not be at his sharpest. Didn't look at Leo, straight over the black spot that one went. Absolutely. Lovely strike.
Great score again. I think Ronan got a point for play as well in the first half, but like it's that overall strength that we just keep harping on about, but it's just a simple fact of the way the game has developed.
118 to 7 points now is that lead for Piarsaigh. Jordan Higgins is in around the edge of the square now, and still Piarsaigh just gets someone in, and Keith Dempsey, not for the first time tonight, don't think it'll be for the last time, picks up the loose ball. Kevin Downs with possession. Downs delivers it long. On the run is Adrian Breen. Breen with a beautiful touch into his hand it goes. Breen from 65 metres out strikes that one straight over the bar again. Excellent stuff from Piarsaigh. Puts them 119 to 7 points.
119 is a long time since I've seen Patrickswell play 45 minutes of hurling and only score 7 points in play. And it's not down to their forwards, it's just down to the work ethic of Piarsaigh and the experience.
Challenge there on Will O'Donoghue. Referee says no free, and says no free with Keith Dempsey. Initially gives the free second time round, and there's a bit of nothing really in it there. Hurley's all over the place, Leo. Eventually the free coming to Piarsaig's way.
William O'Donoghue's gone back over to pick up his hurley, but he'll have a sore shin.
He picked up Cian Fitzgerald's hurley as well, and thankfully threw it back to him, but no complaints, Will O'Donoghue. He gets on with things, he takes it, he gives it.
Absolutely, that's the way the man plays the game, to credit himself.
It's another effort here coming for Kevin Downs. We played 15.
For Downs,
15 and a half minutes of the second half. 4 or 5 metres from the 65. And Downs has been superb from frees so far in this game.
Wide.
This one though, to the left and wide. Commentators curse Leo, the dreaded one. You set him up.
I just knew it was a testy free, 65 yards out. Just right out alongside the sideline, hard free.
Lovely take from Keith Dempsey from the puck out. Gets it past to Kevin Downs. Just took his eye off it quickly. Downs was off running before the ball was in his hand, and it's going to be a sideline ball for Patrickswell.
The game is really, the intensity has gone out of it. It's just no matter of Patrickswell keeping the score down and just trying to keep the performance and just get something out of it.
Cian Fitzgerald, little flick of the hurley there, or flick on his elbow. And an easy free for Johnny Murphy to give, and Dermot Burns, who's missed 2 out of 3 in this game. Uncharacteristic stuff from Dermot.
Expecting to bang this one straight over the bar now, just right in the middle of the field.
And the result may be long decided, Leo, but Patrickswell have to start worrying about scoring difference as well.
Themselves in the dare now, be some game.
Heading for the final round as Burns strikes this one. Much better from Dermot Burns on this occasion, over the bar once more. That's point number 8 for Patrickswell.
It's like a professional darts player when they're hitting triple 20 the whole time. Burns just bang, straight as a die, straight over the bar there.
Excellent stuff as the puck out aimed towards Conor Boylan by Evan Condon. Back to Sean Long. Long delivers into the middle. The run is there from Peter Casey. They're always the good ball coming in here. Casey gets a bit of space, as he always seems to do. Cian Fitzgerald just can't stay with him. Not many can stay with Peter Casey when he's like this. 120 to 8 points, and that's just further example, if you need it, of Peter Casey's class.
The most pleasing thing from John Kiley's point of view tonight here is to watch Peter Casey. He's really turning sharp on the knee after coming back from the cruciate, and he's got his confidence back, and you can see the fitness levels are way up compared to when he came on the All-Ireland final even, and he's turning really sharp and taking those opportunities that have come his way.
Kevin Downs now under a bit of pressure here. Gets the boot to it and it's picked up by Cathal King. Pop pass from King into O'Donoghue. Didn't even look at O'Donoghue. Who knew where William Henn was? William Henn on the side now. It's a wild one from William Henn. Never going to trouble the umpires on that occasion. But again, O'Donoghue with the little flick. Never needed to look.
Never needed to look, but you know, it's just wide. Not too many wides have in Piarsaigh can tonight.
Long delivery in towards Patrick Kirby. Mike Casey was on him. Wasn't able to win possession. Sean Long now for the Piarsaigh ships the challenge of Dara Hearn for passing to Jerome Boylan. A big addition for the Piarsaigh tonight. Good block though from Patrick Kirby. Boylan looks for the challenge and wins it. Gives it to his brother Connor. Connor unable to win it on the first attempt, or at least unable to get it into the hand at the first attempt. He's away now though. Connor Boylan gets the strike away. Connor Boylan. And it's just tail to the left at the last second there, but worryingly from Patrickswell's point of view, he had an ocean of room to run into.
He had an ocean of room to run into the end. They're just controlling now around the middle of the field. The experience of William O'Donoghue, breaking ball, popping it off, and they're just a well-oiled machine. They're your Mercedes of the motor world at the moment.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive stuff here as that shot comes in from Tom O'Brien. And the signal comes over the bar.
From Tommy O'Brien.
Yeah, quick as you like from Tommy O'Brien. And that leaves the score now 120
to 8, is it? I think
9 points.
9, is it?
Yeah, as Evan Condon launches this one towards Kevin Downs. Downs breaks it inside for Dahi Dempsey, looking for a foul there. Dahi Dempsey doesn't come. Good work there from Owen Harmon. Into the middle now, and again the just touch isn't there at occasion from Patrickswell. Tom O'Brien gets it, but Ronan Lynch is there from the Piarsaigh. 50-50 ball between him and Sean O'Brien. Eventually comes to John Kirby. It's Kirby on the run off his left. Kirby from 60 or so metres is going to go into Evan Condon's hand. Cool as you like from Evan Condon. Had his eye on it the whole way, and the score remains at 120 to 9 points in favour of the Piarsaigh. Delivered now inside towards Breen. Adrian Breen catches that one and gets the strike away, and again another score for the Piarsaigh. It's a very, very easy way
it's
for
a great score, but there was no pressure on it whatsoever. Mike had so much time to pick out the diagonal ball. He drilled it 80-90 yards across the field. There was no one in the space, only Adrian Breen to run out onto, puts it into his hand. Very hard for Nigel Foley, a full back there, to defend against that, because the amount of space that's around the place. From a Piarsaigh point of view, it looks absolutely brilliant, but later in the championship that score won't happen because it's a very false score there now.
121 to 9 points in favour of the Piarsaigh as Brian Nolan, wearing number 22, is on the field for Dara Hearn and Patrickswell with their latest change there. They've forced a turnover here. It's Tom O'Brien. Jordan Higgins on the run, looking for goal number 4 in the championship. Brilliant work coming across was Mike Casey. Excellent stuff. And the Piarsaigh come away with possession yet again, but when they've needed to, the defence has been there from the Piarsaigh, and Mike Casey in particular.
Absolutely, you know, it was a case there if he used his experience where Jordan Higgins just tried to tap the ball inside, but ball and man were not going together, and like Mike just snuffed out the chance and cleared the ball. William O'Donoghue comes back and gathers it, and they clear the ball up the field.
Quick one taken there by Owen Harmon across to Jason Gillan. Gillan has plenty of space. He's out towards the 45 before delivering this one into the opposite 21. Aaron Gillan is up. Ronan Lynch was up with him, and it's Jerome Boylan that picks up the loose ball, and they work it through the hands, and Mike Casey launches it yet again to Adrian Breen. Breen has it in the hand again. That's outstanding from Adrian Breen. He's still going. Adrian Breen, maybe a goal on his mind as he gets into the 21-metre line across to David Dempsey. Dempsey, an outrageous bit of skill he tried, but didn't come off on this occasion, and Patrickswell managed to get it away towards Keane Fitzgerald. In the middle it comes to Mark Carmody. The pressure is immediately on by Conor Boylan. No free forthcoming either. Well, it does in the end come for Mark Carmody to work very hard for it as the Piarsaigh line up at the substitute of their own. It's going to be Garrod Sinnott wearing number 26 coming onto the field here for Cathal King.
Garrod started against Kilmallock the night outside and down, had a very, very solid outing as well that night. Big, strong man as well.
Not a bit of confusion here. It's going to be Ronan Lynch that's coming off indeed, not Cathal King. So.
Mike Sexton is commentating from just below us. Ronan Lynch indeed has just gone off behind the goals.
Dermot Burns lines this one up just on his own 45-metre line, delivering it. Sean Long had to deal with it back there. There wasn't a communication there. Comes flicked back inside by Kirby, Patrick Kirby, and it's easy for Jerome Boyle on that occasion. It's William O'Donoghue now in possession for na Piarsaigh. Cross to Kevin Downs, very deep from Downs. He's going to go for the score though. Kevin Downs with a lovely strike, but
wide.
It's gone to the right and wide. Looked good for so long there, Leo, but
yeah, just that free from Burnsy there that went into the edge of the square. Probably Evan Condon and Sean Long should have been communicating between each other, because there was certainly no need to block it back out, and that's what he did and kept it in play. Just Piarsaigh have got to look at these things going forward.
It's Shawnee O'Brien on the run here now for Patrickswell into John Kirby. Lovely bit of skill, low delivery then to Brian Nolan. Nolan flicks it across to John Kirby. That's more like it from Patrickswell. There's Tommy O'Brien on the outside. Went to flick it. Casey was there. O'Brien has it in the hand once more. Plenty of na Piarsaigh players though snuff out the chance, and his clearance comes from Cathal King. It's not a great one from King though. Shawnee O'Brien has it on the run. Shawnee O'Brien gets the pass away to Tommy O'Brien, his brother, but again Cathal King is there to pick up the pieces for na Piarsaigh, and King has all the time in the world here to pick up a pass. Finds William Henn with it. Henn is going to go from long range, from well inside his own 65-metre line. Battle back there between Owen Harmon and Peter Casey. Ball goes to the left and wide.
Yeah, quick puck out taken by Jason. No doubt they're trying to keep the pace into it. They're getting a bit out of it now. In fairness to them, they're really finishing the game well. When it was a lost cause straight away after 3 or 4 minutes into the second half, it was a lost cause from. But certainly they're working their way back into it, and they're keeping that scoreboard ticking over, and they're getting up now to 10 points.
Yeah, Mark Carmody with that one as Paddy Maher comes onto the field for Patrickswell. 121 to 10 points. They've finally reached double figures here, have Patrickswell. Of course, the man coming off there now, we're just waiting to see. For Patrickswell here is a Patrick Kirby that's making his way over. It isn't. In fact, it's Jordan Higgins that's going to be coming off here, Leo. Just limping off, which is probably a worry for their next game as well for Patrickswell.
They'll need every one of them for come later in the championship, let me tell you, because like you can see the glaring loss of Cian Lynch there tonight. Patrickswell look rudderless at times there tonight, and they need his experience around the middle of the field and the half-forward line.
A beautiful catch from Adrian Breen. Another stunning score from the na Piarsaigh number 14 and vice captain. That's just excellent stuff, Leo.
It is. It looks. It's like, don't get me wrong. It's brilliant hurling. It's picture perfect and everything. But like come later in the championship, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's on the scoreline again. 122 to 10 points now in favour of na Piarsaigh. It's Cathal King yet again coming out with possession. It's William O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue looking to deliver inside for Peter Casey. Nigel Foley is the man detailed on him now at this moment. Peter Casey steps past Foley, gets round him way too easily from his point of view. Got Gerard Sinnott with him. Just Sinnott didn't expect it, I don't think. And now it's William Henn under pressure here, surely dragged to the ground. Referee says no. Gets the pass away to Adrian Breen. Breen has been superb in the second half. Plays this one back, maybe with just too much pace for Kevin Downs. Downs races back to get it. Is he fouled? Referee says no again. Battle for possession on the ground. The free is eventually given by referee Johnny Murphy. And of course this game being brought to you this evening in association with the Limerick Motor Centre, your local main Hyundai dealer on the Ballysimon Road. Leo, the result has long been decided here. It's impressive stuff for na Piarsaigh, but a little bit worrying for Patrickswell.
A little bit worrying for Patrickswell going forward. As I said, the loss of Cian has been, it's glaringly obvious to the Patrickswell. Like you see, and it's like when you have Cian up there, it gives Aaron that little bit more space as well. But na Piarsaigh, all they've had to do tonight from a forward point of view is snuff out Aaron. Aaron has worked really hard. I'd be happy enough with Patrick Kirby. John Kirby has come on and offered them a lot as well out around the middle of the field. Like their work rate though wasn't out around the middle of the field, just was not good enough. Mark Carmody has used all his experience, and as I said, Dermot Burns at the back has been like he's done his best, but like he was playing against the tide. Everything was coming back up the field, and you've got to stop that from Patrickswell, and that's why over the last number of years with Patrickswell, that's why they've had the success over na Piarsaigh that they had, because they worked at. But tonight it's just na Piarsaig's night. They're comfortably in a quarter-final now, themselves in Kilmallock, I'd say, and it'll be up to the rest now to catch up and get this level.
Yeah, Kevin Downs popped over another free there for na Piarsaigh as well. 123 to 10 points as Aaron Gillan in the meantime has another free himself. Gillan trying to get an 11th score for his side. Strike is beautiful from Aaron Gillan, straight over the green spot here in Kilmallock.
Yeah, if there was ever a score splitting the post in that angle, we were right behind it, right in the middle. Great free.
So 15-point advantage for na Piarsaigh here. They're heading towards a very comfortable victory in a third one from their 3 games. Conor Boylan trying to create a goal scoring chance here. It's been a bad landing though for one of the Patrickswell defenders, and worryingly it is their captain Diarmuid Burns. Came down maybe on an ankle after jumping high from that puck out. That's the last thing Patrickswell need, is an injury to their talisman.
Looks like his lower back he's holding at the minute, but certainly a worrying one going forward. They're out again next weekend, aren't they? Senior Hurling Championship again next weekend, so from that point of view, you know, they'll want to get him right now. In fairness to him, he's working himself.
Big worry here for Diarmuid Burns. He's up, but he'll certainly be limping away from that one.
Gingerly.
Very, very gingerly indeed. I've just got word through from a Group 2 game. A last-minute John Chalk goal for Kildimo Palace Kenry has seen them beat Ballybrown. That's a bit of a shock. Ballybrown going very, very well as this one's delivered around the edge of the square. It's bouncing, and it's na Piarsaigh that have it, and it's Jerome Boylan, who's certainly, Leo, been a big fill-up to have him back in their starting lineup tonight. Wearing 17 as Mike Casey flicks it to William O'Donoghue. Bit of messing around with it at the back from na Piarsaigh. They won't see it that way though. They've kept possession well, and in the end it's cleared long and cleared out of danger by Cathal King. But that's some result from Kildimo Palace Kenry.
Some result that throws that group wide open, because Kildimo were beaten by Mungret in the first round and Ballybrown beat Mungret in the second round, so that throws that group wide open.
Indeed it does, yeah.
So certainly a great result for Kildimo Palace Kenry.
Yeah, massive result in that game for them.
When you think of it, like, there's 3 strong clubs out there, 4 strong clubs out there, Patrickswell playing Premier Senior Hurling, and you've Kildimo Palace Kenry, Ballybrown, Mungret, all within what, 5-6 miles of each other.
Yeah, latest score as well, South Liberties beating Blackrock by 2 points. That one takes a deflection, and free from Diarmuid Burns, takes a deflection. It's gone out for a 65, so I think that South Liberties game is a result as well, so a win for Liberties. The other senior game, or senior Group 2 game as well.
Takes the pressure off them a bit, doesn't it?
Puts Blackrock in more trouble.
Yeah, puts Blackrock in deeper trouble.
So, 65 here for Diarmuid Burns. The score 123 to 11 points in favour of na Piarsaigh. That's Burns now looking to strike this one. Yeah, easy as you like from Diarmuid Burns. Went for the point. And the full-time whistle goes here in Kilmallock. It's a comfortable 123 to 12-point victory from na Piarsaigh over Patrickswell. Leo, they were firm favourites coming into the game. I don't think we expected this scoreline though.
No, they were firm favourites coming into the game tonight. I don't think that the Patrickswell challenge matched up to what they had, the expectation levels that they had themselves coming in tonight. You can see the loss of players, of inter-county players around the place. But overall, this is a very, very smooth na Piarsaigh team. They're really on a different level at the moment. Kilmallock are going to put themselves in Kilmallock. Will be some game later in the championship, I feel. Possibly a county final. It looks like a county final meeting at this stage for both of them. But certainly the well will always be knocking on the door. They'll always be there. They'll go away. They'll regather. No better club to do it than Patrickswell. They'll get their thoughts right, get their heads right, and they'll be going next week against whether it is a dare to have next week, I think. But so from that point of view, you know, that game is a do or die game now for both clubs, because they're shipped a heavy defeat the other night. Patrickswell are after shipping one tonight. So, like, it's like, I still think Patrickswell will probably end up in the quarter-final of a Senior Hurling Championship against any of the teams coming up, whether it's Kildimo, whether it's Ballybrown, whether it's whoever that comes out of that group now. But certainly it's going to be an interesting Senior Hurling Championship. It is really taking shape from this weekend on. It has, and tomorrow's matches as well, whatever. So, like, from that point of view, you know, Patrickswell look like the team at the moment, or sorry, na Piarsaigh look like the team at the moment. Kilmallock not too far off that either, because, you know, it was a very, very tight game last night, and the rest need a lot of catching up. But one that, you know, wouldn't surprise me to see the Well coming through back into a semi-final. They could be the surprise pack of the year. They always promise, and they've yet to deliver. So from that point of view, you know, it's going to be an intriguing Senior Hurling Championship, and get the latter stages is really going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's it from us here in Kilmallock. It's a comfortable victory for na Piarsaigh over Patrickswell on a win, 123 to 12 point scoreline. Join us for more live action soon.